In this video, I'm going to show you how to sew the Meadow bra. So it is a really nice, simple lace bra that just has 2 darts for shaping and then side seams. However, sewing the darts with the encased seams can be a little tricky to describe just in writing and pictures. So I hope that this video is really helpful for you for sewing that part. So you've got your exterior lace and your lining, and you're going to place them together so that the wrong sides are facing. And once you've cut out your lining, it should be slightly shorter than your scalloped lace. So the lining shouldn't really extend beyond the scallops. If it does, it's no big deal. You can always trim that back. So just lay this on here like that. So here is how you're going to do the encased darts. Start by folding your lining back. So now along that dart seam, the right sides of the lining are facing. I'm just going to put a pin or 2 in here. And then I'm going to flip it over. So we have something like this here. And then take your lace. So now the right sides of your lace are facing each other. And then I'm just going to repin this. So now I'm pinning through all the layers. I'm going to remove my initial pins that I had put in. And then when you sew this seam, you're not just going to sew a straight seam. You actually want it to curve, because when you're making something to fit around the breast, a breast isn't normally pointy. It's usually fairly round, right? So you basically want to make sure that as you're sewing it, it just gently fades off the end in a nice gentle curve. I ran my dart through the serger, and I'm just going over the edge of it with my sewing machine just to secure that point. And here's my finished dart. At this point, your dart seams are nicely encased between your 2 layers, so you can move on and sew on your band at each of the side seams. Using a zigzag stitch, a length of elastic can be sewn onto the inside of the garment where the lining meets the lace at the neckline. For the underarm portion, I'm going to use some fold over elastic, and you'll begin by working on the inside of the garment, and you're going to take your elastic and you're going to place it along or at this scalloped edge to start, but you want to make sure that you leave a nice overhang, at least 1 inch to 1.5 inches. That's going to be where our strap eventually attaches to. And based on my elastic, I'm going to use a zigzag stitch. And I'm going to continue that onto the other side as well. So remember that on both sides of the bra, you want an overhang of elastic of about at least 1 inch, if not a little bit more. So now you're going to trim back any fabric that extends beyond the stitching line. And then fold the fold over elastic, and working from the right side, you can top stitch that in place using a zigzag stitch or a cover stitch machine. If you have a cover stitch with a binding attachment or a fold over elastic attachment, you can always do your elastic in 1 step. So here's that finished fold over elastic edge. I used my cover stitch machine, and that's how it looks on the inside. And just a reminder that you need these overhanging pieces for when you attach your straps. So that's all of the upper elastic done. Now we need to finish this bottom edge with band elastic. So I am going to use a 1/2 inch band elastic in ivory, and it's going to get stitched first onto the right side of the fabric and then turned under so it's hidden underneath the exterior of the bra. So band elastic, if that's what you're using, usually has one soft plush side and one regular side. So your plush side should be up, and if it has a decorative edge like mine does, it should be facing up towards the top of the garment. So using a zigzag stitch, anchor that on, and then stretch it as you sew. So before you fold it under, just make sure that none of the fabric is sticking out beyond the edge of the elastic. Trim back any threads that you haven't trimmed back yet. And then using a multi-step zigzag stitch, if your machine does it. If not, just using a wide zigzag stitch. Working on the right side of the garment, fold the elastic under, and use that to top stitch it in place. You want your zigzag stitching to go over the upper portion of the elastic as opposed to being closer to this bottom edge of the elastic, just so it doesn't curl while you're wearing it. So from here, all that's left to do is to add the back closure and to assemble and attach your straps. So I have a couple of videos where I do demonstrate that. I'll include some links below if you need some further instruction, but all of these steps are also in the written instructions of the pattern along with a ton of pictures. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you enjoyed sewing this really pretty little lace bra. Thanks, bye.